Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. DeFi is a First Amendment right, expert says at hearing. Next, Bitcoin ETFs see $28.6 million of inflows after 8-day outflow streak. Also, SEC dug in on bank crypto custody rule as agency's stance unchanged. Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there's no clickbait thumbnails or titles and no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. It does help support the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline, DeFi is a First Amendment right, expert says at hearing. Decentralized finance defenders argued against imposing stringent anti-innovation rules on the fledgling digital asset industry. At a U.S. House Finance Services Committee hearing titled Decoding DeFi, Breaking Down the Future of Decentralized Finance, a roster of DeFi proponents testified to protect the sector from stricter rules focused on anti-money laundering and introducing total surveillance on Web3 users. Crypto skeptics like Representative Bill Foster and other Democratic Congress members claimed DeFi developers should be held liable for criminal uses of blockchain technology. Representative Foster and other anti-DeFi legislators reiterated proposals to tighten the regulatory noose around crypto activity. Specifically, committee members highlighted the Treasury as the best agency to enforce stricter AML rules and crack down on blockchain code writers. U.S. representatives also questioned blockchain's alleged use as a tax evasion tool. Coin Center Research Director Peter Van Valkenburg staunchly opposed this assertion. Van Valkenburg argued that evading regulators using a public, transparent, decentralized ledger known as a blockchain network was difficult since anyone could inspect the transactions. Additionally, lawmakers in the so-called Crypto Caucus echoed Van Valkenburg's point, noting that criminals were more likely to use legacy financial systems to ferry billions to trillions in illicit wealth. DeFi conversation intensifies. Since crypto's inception, U.S. policymakers have generally regarded the Web3 complex as a Wild West rife with fraud. Still, the conversation around DeFi has gained traction in Congress and with some of the biggest financial names like BlackRock. Proponents suggested that political headwinds have shifted in favor of crypto. Coinbase CLO Paul Grewal said U.S. citizens would elect a pro-crypto Senate regardless of who wins the presidential elections. Bitcoin and blockchain have also been hot topics in the race between Republican candidate Donald Trump and Democratic pick Kamala Harris. Former President Trump has promised to support the industry and establish America as the world's cryptocurrency capital. However, doubts exist over Trump's ability to execute an actual concern over the industry. Similarly, the industry has a complicated relationship with Harris's potential regime. The incumbent vice president has accepted crypto donations via Coinbase and reportedly engaged with industry leaders, but Harris's stance and crypto policy approach leave much room for speculation. Yet crypto bigwigs like Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen have endorsed Harris for president. Let me pause here for a moment. If you're getting value out of this video, please click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Our next top headline, Bitcoin ETFs see $28.6 million of inflows after 8-day outflow streak. 3 spot Bitcoin ETF issuers saw inflows on September 9th, but they didn't include BlackRock, which recorded rare outflows on the day. United States-based spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds saw net inflows of $28.6 million on September 9th, breaking 8 consecutive trading days of outflows. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, or IBIT, also saw its third ever day of net outflows at $9.1 million, its smallest on record, next to its biggest single day of outflows of $36.9 million on May 1st and $13.5 million on August 29th, Farside Investors data shows. The Fidelity-Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund, or FBTC, saw the largest inflows on the day at $28.6 million, while the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF, or BITB, and ARK21 Shares Bitcoin ETF, or ARKB, tallied respective inflows of $22 million and $6.8 million. The Invesco Galaxy Bitcoin ETF, or BTCO, also recorded an inflow of $3.1 million. Roughly $1.2 billion left the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the trading days between August 27th and September 6th before the 8-day outflow streak broke on September 9th. It followed a 5.35% Bitcoin rally to a high of $57,635 on September 9th before cooling off to $56,682 at current prices, CoinGecko data shows. BlackRock continues to lead all spot Bitcoin ETF issuers with $20.9 billion in total net inflows, while Fidelity and ARK21 shares round out the top three at $9.45 billion and $2.28 billion respectively. Total net inflows across all currently amount to $16.93 billion, which includes over $20 billion in outflows from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, or GBTC. Ethereum ETFs still in the red. The US-based spot Ether ETFs saw $5.2 million in outflows on September 9th, marking their 7th trading day without an inflow. Similar to the spot Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock and Fidelity's Ether products led the pack with respective inflows of $1 billion and $405.4 million. Bitwise's fund came in third at $315.9 million, while the Grayscale Ethereum Trust, or ETH-E, has seen $2.69 billion in outflows. Our next top headline: SEC dug in on bank crypto custody rule as agency stance is unchanged. SEC Chief Accountant Paul Munter said agency staff views on a divisive rule curtailing banks from offering crypto custody services remain unchanged. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has seemingly dug in on its stance on a rule that would curtail crypto custody services for regulated financial firms. In a September 9th address to a banking conference, SEC Chief Accountant Paul Munter discussed the agency's regulatory stance on accounting for crypto assets, focusing on SEC Staff Accounting Bulletin No. 121, or SOB 121, and its applications. The SEC staff's views in SOB 121 remain unchanged, he said. Absent particular mitigating facts and circumstances, the staff believes an entity should record a liability on its balance sheet to reflect its obligation to safeguard crypto assets held for others, Munter added. ETF Store President Nate Garachi said in a September 10th X post that the SEC appears dug in on SOB 121. They simply don't want to provide regulated financial institutions with the ability to custody crypto, he added. The SEC introduced SOB 121 in March 2022, which outlined its accounting guidelines for institutions looking to custody crypto assets. The rule was divisive in political circles as it virtually prevented banks and regulated financial institutions from custodying crypto assets on behalf of clients. The SEC believes the entities with custody arrangements should record a liability on their balance sheets for digital assets. Munter said the SEC had reviewed various accounting scenarios involving blockchain and crypto assets and acknowledged that not all arrangements fit the proposed guidelines set out in SOB 121. Bank holding companies that safeguard crypto with bankruptcy protection may not need to record a liability on their balance sheets, he said. Additionally, broker-dealers that facilitate crypto transactions but do control the cryptographic keys may also not be required to record liabilities. Meanwhile, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, who has been vocally against the rule, said on X that she continued to be concerned about the SOB 121 substance and process. The U.S. House of Representatives voted to overturn controversial SEC guidance in May. However, President Joe Biden vetoed the repeal the following month. So this concludes Crypto Top Headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.